A few years ago, I made a book called DIY Album Art, and a terrible name, by the way. The book collected examples of record cover design from the punk rock scene and the hardcore scenes of the late 1990s. Most of the stuff in it is made by kids who were probably in high school, who had no sort of design training, and yet the solutions throughout are super innovative. There's record covers made from making blueprints, repurposing office supplies like manila envelopes, finding ones that are the right size for a 7-inch or 45 piece of vinyl, making book covers into record covers, like making little magazines that held records in them, or using the bag that holds the record as a vehicle for kind of transporting information. So really innovative stuff, not typically what you'd see in a record store right now. What's interesting to me, why I'm talking about this, is these kids were innovating not for the sake of innovation, but because they had a problem to solve. There are fixed costs in putting out a record, like the vinyl itself or the mastering of the record. Those are non-negotiables. Like, you have to pay for them. There's no other way around it. That eats up a big chunk of change when you make your money as a dishwasher on the weekend. So their solution to that is to use the non-fixed costs as leverage or a hack. So you spend all your money on the vinyl, but you can, if you make the covers out of office supplies and photocopies and glue sticks, you can do that 10 or 20 or 100 at a time. You can actually sell a chunk of records and then use that money to make more covers. So even though it's more expensive and more time intensive in the long run, it's affordable to do in the short run. It's a hack, basically. Sorry, it's real cold out. So this book collected that. And it's basically examples of innovation. And it's all based in reality. None of it, with few exceptions, is based in, I don't know, like art for art's sake. So that said, the parallel to that, I would argue, as ridiculous as it might sound, is, say, Elon Musk. Well, we keep hearing about crazy innovative ideas from Elon Musk, tunnels and towers and elevators into space. What they all have in common, though, is that he doesn't seem to be sitting around just like fantastically coming up with ideas and then saying, what can I apply them to? He looks at the context and then solves a problem. And by focusing almost exclusively on the context, he comes up with out there but reasonable, doable, even if it will take forever and a lot of testing, solutions to those problems. I think like that's a big thing. It's like innovation comes by identifying a problem and bumping up against the edges of that problem. That's how you hack your way out of it. Screwing around and just trying to be interesting for the sake of being interesting isn't the way to get there. And I just think about this as like as a teacher, or as a student. Like, if you're an art school student, you always go to school with someone who makes terrible work and says things like, I was just trying to be innovative. But they weren't solving any kind of problem, so there is no innovation. Whereas, like, if you look at a group like Public Enemy, who pioneered new production techniques in the late 80s and early 90s, they weren't trying to be innovative. They're just solving problems. And by solving problems and keeping and ignoring the way things are usually done, thusly, they were innovative. So that's another short video for you. Thanks a lot for watching.